friends, Shawn here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to another episode of Scrappy Shorts, where everything has potential. Easy one today. Crazy easy. We're making strips and we're just going to emboss it. How to use up either pattern paper, or you can use your white and black strips. You just want to use up your strips. Could be rainbow strips, could be just colored cardstock in different combos. And then we're just going to fancy it up with an embossing folder, and you've got yourself a background. Or you can cut it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about that. So before I head down to my table cam, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you follow me here on YouTube and Instagram, all kinds of card hops, video series, design team stuff. So would love to have you follow along. And then don't forget, if you like what I'm doing, give me the thumbs up on my videos. That'd be greatly appreciated. Lets me know you like what I'm doing. All right, let's just show you kind of the concept here, and then we'll start assembling this and show you the final result. Okay, so I have this paper pad by Brutus Monroe, and I've used it a lot where I've got all these scraps that I just want to use up. And you can see some of it's just, circles and different things. Some of these, these might be too small. I could piece them together. I'm not going to worry about that for today's purpose. But I saved some of this stuff, right? Because I can use this strip. So what I would do is I would just take this, line it up to the edge of that circle, and I've got myself a strip I can use, right? I would probably then just cut the rest of this off, and then that's my garbage. And then I can make more strips out of this. Same here. I've got this. I can make strips out of this stuff. And any width that you want. They don't have to be the same. They can be varied, whatever you want to do. And I just did that one, so I've got like a nice thread of the hearts. Okay? So I'm going to cut this into strips, all these scraps, and then I will be right back. Okay. I've got a bunch of scraps cut into strips here. This is double-sided pattern paper, so I can use either side so it's not all the same. And then I just have a regular piece of notebook paper that I've cut to 5.5 to 4 1/4. You want, if you're using thicker cardstock like this one, this is a little thicker, you want a thin base so that it's not too thick for the embossing folder. All right, I'm just going to lay down some glue, and all you're going to do is just start laying strips down on this little base that you've created. And if you want to be really clean, you can line it up on the edge and cut this off and use this extra here if you wanted to, and save as much of the scraps as you really wanted to. I probably won't with this particular one because this pad has been well loved so far. That's for sure. So now I'm just looking for different pieces so I don't have the same piece up against each other. And I'm just going to keep running until I run out of room and get down to the bottom. This would make a great, I'm just looking at the pattern here and of this paper, and this would make a great birthday card or just a how are you or get well even. It's the book pattern and florals and different things on here. Pinks and browns. Like so. And then let's just throw that little brown one here right at the end. Almost perfect to size. Okay. Now we're just going to take and trim this down to size. Easy. Seconds, literally seconds to put something like this together. And you could use up a whole bunch of scraps in your scrap bucket and clean it out almost, probably completely with all the strips that we end up with. What else would be fun is you could do all white strips and then just stamp on it and emboss it. You could do black and white and still stamp over the white and emboss it. Either one, right? Okay, this is going to dry for just a minute or two because I put a lot of glue on here. And I'll grab an embossing folder and I'll show you how this looks. Okay, This has gotten pretty close to dry. I grabbed my Simon Says Stamps Rainbow Splash Mosaic Tulips embossing folder because it's just got a really fun design and it's a deep design. So this embosses pretty deep. So it pops up on this, and I thought the fun florals kind of go with these little florals on here. So I just was going for something kind of fun rather than too intricate. Because I think if this was too intricate, it probably wouldn't even show up anyway. All right, let me run this through my embossing folder. Okay, we've ran this through the embossing folder. And now you have a nice pillowy kind of design. You could take and just run really lightly and highlight this with ink and just bring that out. You could leave it nice and soft and pillowy like it is and just have some texture behind here. We could ink blend the edges of this. We could die cut this out and make some frames or different things out of this and just use those elements. You have plenty of options with this, and I've used up some great scraps of my pattern paper. Now remember, when you emboss, this will hide things. So it kind of hides the lines almost, right? Hides some, if you have little imperfections, don't worry about it. Embossing folders will hide some of that. And so you have a great little background for it. Any card that you want, depending on the pattern, you know, might dictate its sympathy card or whatever you want to use that for. There you have it. Hopefully this gives you another great tip to get in that scrap bucket, use up those scraps, and don't let anything go to waste. Everything has potential, right? So thank you all so very much for hanging with me. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you like what I'm doing. I'd greatly appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you then.